Now at 8, a man convicted of road rage attacks in Southern California, attacked in jail.
Greetings and salutations, loyal viewers of this channel. My name is Sean, and today we have an interesting update to a story that I did on this channel last week about a serial road rager who committed crime after crime after crime in the state of California, in and around the Los Angeles area, ended up getting convicted of multiple different assaults, sent to prison for 5 years. However, he was released in and around 1 year, only to reoffend in the state of Hawaii in a very similar, damn near identical incident, which by the way, we know for sure because we have the video of this new incident of road rage. Now, we're going to talk about this. We are going to break this down because there is a crucial update in that the people in jail don't like this guy. They're not a big fan of his. But before we do, I want to thank everybody who supports this channel via actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay?
One and Susie, it sure does. And now there is yet another one as this person was attacked while behind bars in Hawaii. That is where he is accused in a new road rage attack. We've got video of that today from our station over there in Hawaii. Watch this. There's a Tesla pulling up on the left side. That is Nathaniel Radimak, who is inside of there. Watch as he crosses the street, walks up to a car that had just parked with an 18-year-old girl and her mother inside. You see him throw a fist right inside of the car.
So as we covered in the open and in a previous video, the man that we're looking at is a guy called Nathaniel Radimak, who was a Los Angeles resident who got into multiple different road rage incidents where he physically attacked people. You can see him with the pipe, you can see him chasing down another vehicle in that B-roll, and it seems like disproportionately the overwhelming majority of the people that he targeted on the road happened to be women. And again, he targeted them with brutal physical assaults, which is why a bunch of these different women were very upset at the prospect of him getting released essentially 4 years early from jail on his 5-year sentence for assaulting people time and time again. And in that previous video, I showed you a previous news segment even before that incident of his rearrest, where all of these different women came out and said straight up, this guy is going to do it again. He's going to attack somebody else.
Several of his victims speaking today during a virtual press conference expressing their frustrations with the criminal justice system.
I highly doubt Radimak has learned from his mistakes and will be coming out a changed person after a short time.
We deserve a system that protects and supports victims, not one that allows perpetrators to commit crimes with such little consequence.
And that's exactly what happened in the state of Hawaii, as covered before, where he attacked a daughter and a mother. And by the way, now we have the video of this in an absolutely insane road rage incident. These are the consequences, by the way, of soft on crime. Vulnerable people that the left says that they want to protect, in this case women, get attacked time after time after time, and they just get let go. And by the way, also included in those previous convictions was the fact that this guy also physically assaulted a valet worker. So a low-wage worker he decided to attack because he just has problems. He just attacks people repeatedly. That's who he is. That's what he does. But of course, the previous district attorney in Los Angeles, the state of California, refused to recognize that. So instead, he gets out on the streets, goes to Hawaii, repeats the behavior.
We've got video of that today from our station over there in Hawaii. Watch this. There's a Tesla pulling up on the left side. That is Nathaniel Radimak, who is inside of there. Watch as he crosses the street, walks up to a car that had just parked with an 18-year-old girl and her mother inside. You see him throw a fist right inside of the car. He goes back to his Tesla. That's when mom gets out of the passenger seat and says, I don't think so, and walks over to him.
So as you can see right here, Nathaniel Radimak, the suspect in this particular assault that is caught on video, that very likely was him, unless this is AI video or he has a twin brother, parks across the street from the victim, who is an 18-year-old girl sitting in a parked car with her window down, walks up to her and throws a haymaker at this girl's face. This is absolutely disgusting behavior, but it's not surprising behavior. Again, we saw video after video of him getting out of his car with a pipe, going over and attacking people in their vehicle based on his uncontrollable road rage. And the thing is, this guy happens to be a Tesla bro. I know that that is being emphasized a lot in the local news segments, probably due to anti-Tesla bias. But the reason why I think it's relevant is because each and every one of these road rage incidents, he's driving driving the same color Tesla. The guy is doing the same exact thing repeatedly, not even covering his face the majority of the time, jumping out of the same car. The pattern could not be more clear, yet Los Angeles said, you know what, we gotta let this guy go. You know what, this guy, he's not a criminal. He's not a thug with repeat criminal behavior. He's an innocent, you guys know I'm gonna say it, Baba Angel Aladdin who didn't do nothing wrong, who honestly should just go into midnight basketball rehabilitation programs because that will set him straight. When in reality, this is a guy who attacks women over and over and over again.
He says, I don't think so, and walks over to him. The 18-year-old girl gets out of the car too, and then there's a brawl right in the middle of the street. Radimak coming back, throwing more fists. Honolulu Police Department arrests Radimak. You see the mother falling to the ground.
I mean, come on, guys. It's not like we didn't have video of these attacks before, and obviously I had to pause it right there, but as you could see, after this girl gets punched, her mother's in the passenger seat, the mother gets out of the car and walks around because they're like, what the hell is this guy doing? Is he absolutely insane? The 18-year-old who just got sucker punched by this individual also gets out of the car, and it doesn't take much to set off Radimak, who again just runs up on them, blitzes them, and tries to overwhelm them with force. Again, absolutely disgusting, cowardly to the extreme. The guy picks fights with women on the road. He tries to get the jump on them because he needs the fastest advantage possible. And this is somebody that Los Angeles said, you know what? Rehabilitated. We can't hold him in jail. It would be so sad for us to negatively impact his life. So we're going to dump him out on the streets only for him to do this again in such a brazen way in another state. And hopefully Hawaii is going to hold him accountable. Although I'm not very excited about that because Hawaii happens to be a very blue state and likely has some soft on crime policies as well. But the thing is, Radimak ended up in a Hawaiian jail. That's not exactly something that's run by the Democrats in terms of the inter-jail politics. And it turns out the other inmates, not a fan of him, not a fan of his quick temper, not a fan of his attitude, and possibly not a fan of the fact that this guy loves to beat women. That's his thing.
But look, I want to show you more pictures here of him now beating up himself. This happened after he was in custody in Honolulu. According to the Hawaii Department of Corrections, there was some sort of fight between the inmates, leaving Radimak, as you can see on his face, severely injured. This photo taken as he sits in what we believe to be a lobby inside of a Honolulu hospital. We'll show you more video here. He was in court just this week on this new case where he has been charged in the assault of that 18-year-old woman and her mother in that car.
Look, I want to make something clear to everybody out there in the audience. And yes, that includes you bad person, writing in the comments about how funny you think this guy getting his face bloodied after he repeatedly beat helpless women on the streets, attacked that valet person, and got soft on crime treatment repeatedly from the state of California, from the city of Los Angeles, before going to a Honolulu jail and then facing the Hawaiians for some real serious consequences. And yes, I just over ethnically pronounce Hawaii because that's what you're supposed to do with that particular state. But what I want to say and make clear to all of you about this man's bloodied face, his sad disposition, is that this is not acceptable. We don't endorse violence on the actual Justice Warrior channel, even in a situation where the guy attacks helpless woman after helpless woman after helpless woman and is in desperate need of him getting served some justice like this. We still don't endorse it because it's not acceptable behavior and he's already in custody, and then this ends up becoming a problem because you could have people that are actually legitimately innocent that are targeted and assaulted in jail, and we would not support it in those circumstances. And unfortunately, according to California law, this man has served his time, and according to Hawaii, he is still innocent until proven guilty. So I don't want to do anything that further makes him a victim because that could lead to him getting released from jail for his own safety, and then he attacks people on the street. That being said, that being made 100% clear that that is my true, honest, and genuine position, I'm not going to say that there isn't an element, a little bit, of justice if you're somebody who picks fights with people that you think are weaker than you, specifically women. You attack them, you sucker punch them, you run up on them because you're the big man, you're the one who gets big angry, and you think you could take on the world as long as the world is a 5'4" or smaller girl, and then you end up in jail with some real tough guys, and they mess you up immediately. They put your ass in the hospital after you put so many different different women in the hospital. I'm not going to pretend that there isn't some level in some universe that I definitely don't endorse where this is a little bit of taste of justice, and where I'm going to say, you know what, the Hawaiians, they really held it down over there. They're out in the Pacific. They're like, we're going to give him some island justice. It's not all luau's and grass skirts over here. We're going to explain to you that aloha means hello and goodbye as we send your ass to the hospital, you absolute scumbag. And I'm just saying, even though I don't endorse it, even though I don't support it, some of you in the comments are going to praise these Hawaiians and their attack, and I'm not saying anything, but I understand why you guys would support that. But again, obviously you can't have it. Obviously you don't want this person to be victimized. You want him to be held accountable by the criminal justice system. So in all seriousness, I don't want anything to indicate that this guy is the victim in this scenario, because in reality, he appears to be time and time again the perpetrator. And even though it's alleged in this Honolulu incident, make no mistake about it, he's been convicted of multiple serious incidents and not been held accountable for them.
It is unclear what provoked the attack, but you can see from the security video I showed you, Radimak just pulls up in his Tesla, by the way, the same kind of car that was used here in the Los Angeles attacks, and just walks over, starts a verbal argument with them before throwing that fist. It's unclear exactly what is going on with Nathaniel Radimak, but he is back in custody, and this time with a couple bruises on his face.
Look, I know the local news guy is kind of using that as a throwaway line, that it's unclear what is going on with Nathaniel Radimak, but I think one of the major problems in the American criminal justice system, especially magnified post the Black Lives Matter riots, is that that's people's initial question. That's their concern. What's going on with Radimak? And in reality, I don't give a damn what's going on with him. I don't care if he has anger issues. I don't care if he has a mental issue or some such thing. If you want to deal with that, when you have him in custody, then you can address it. You don't release him early out onto the streets and then start speculating about maybe he had a sad childhood, maybe he's struggling with poverty, and he just needs to punch these women in the face in order to deal with his sad life. A Tesla's not an inexpensive car. This guy moved from Los Angeles to one of the few places more expensive to live than Los Angeles, which is Honolulu, and he's still attacking people. I don't give a damn about his mental state. I don't give a damn about his conditions or anything of the sort, how he grew up or anything like that. What I give a damn about is that he committed those actions. If you want to intervene with somebody's mental health, if you want to intervene with somebody's poverty situation, again, not saying it's true in this particular case, then you do that before they attack multiple women for no reason in these unprovoked incidents. You don't talk about it after the fact. But you know what? Those are just my thoughts related to this whole case. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. As per usual, if you like this video, show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on my social media, support me via support links. They're in the description of this video. This has been me talking about getting some jailhouse justice. Till next time.